truths behind closed doors. And now the water's rising fast. How much longer can this last chance now to be here for? 1,000 miles is all they say. How much longer will you take? We don't need to talk this out. I won't settle for your doubt. Simply tell me in or out. The wind on the ocean. Tears stream down like a waterfall till I'm drained of emotion. Too late now. All your promises undone. I'm still here waiting, but you've run. The flood has ravaged this, my love. What could I have been thinking of? I'm taking back all of my heart. Wind on the ocean. Tears stream down like a waterfall till I'm drained.
Hello. Hi, Noella Bear. If you're still there, I'm sorry. I was still just getting set up. You're here. You're here. Yes, I see you're here. How are you? Oh, excuse my throat. Man. I was playing Final Fantasy last night, and it went on until the morning. Well, actually, I guess it actually went on until about noon. But I finished the game in the morning. Well, I finished chapter 17 in the morning, and PlayStation, it's chapter 18 is entirely blocked from streaming on the PlayStation, so I had to stop. I stopped the stream and then came back after. You're doing good. Wow, look at you say. That's incredibly impressive. Well, yeah, I'm actually really surprised. I've been doing this for a while. It's been yeah. I was reluctant to do Duolingo at first, but it's I mean, it's fun. It's not like, I don't think it's the best tool out there necessarily, but the way I approach languages is like, it's better to use something than nothing at all. Oh, yay. Congrats on finishing the game. Yes. Yes, I finished the story. but I left some stuff. I totally forgot to do the Colosseum fights in chapter 14 before I left, and I didn't actually do them earlier in chapter 9 either. And then I did some of the battle simulations in chapter 16, and then said I'll come back later with Aerith and do it. So all of that's gonna be done post game, right? Yeah, it's really supplemental. Okay, so let's see if I can do 20 lessons in 20 different languages, one lesson each today, just for kicks, because it's 2020 and 2020. Okay, so close. You were studying Japanese, right? I think I saw you did one, and you were studying a little bit of Japanese. I think because of the time zones, I can't always pop in. Hi. Konnichiwa, ciao, привет, hola, как дела, como estás? Yes, I'm doing Japanese in Duo. So this is Noella Bear, and she's studying Japanese, and estoy bien, y tú, yo también, estoy bien. Cho is a native Russian speaker, Noella, and he's studying Spanish. So my Spanish is a lot better than my Russian, so I tend to speak to him in Spanish and English. And I'm trying to remember how to say that you're studying Japanese, how to say that in Russian. But I could just say in Spanish, Noella Bear estudia Japanese. This is the Spanish one. Okay, wearing clothing. Japanese has many translations for the English words to wear or to put on, depending on where on the body the clothes are worn. Below are some examples taught in this lesson. Where? On the whole body or upper body. So they say gimas. I think that's gimas. That's two. Okay, so that's like if you're wearing a suit. Gimas.
きます。
Kimas. So hiragana's there. Japanese, yeah, it's kind of like completely backwards for us or something. Well, it's not completely backwards. Well, completely backwards for us would be object, and then the verbs, and then the subject. It's not so bad, actually. I think, I'm thinking the subject, object, verb sometimes happens in Dutch, so... So when you're wearing something on the head, I get this is where it's going. Hold on. Yeah. There we go. This is normally fukahuri mas. Kapuri mas.
かぶります。
Bloody mess. Oh, my audio's quiet for some reason. Why is my audio quiet? My headphones are quiet. Is that supposed to be? Oh, wait, whoops. Because my Chrome thing is quiet. Hold on. Let me put that back up a bit. Is the stream quiet? Let me know if it's too loud or too...
かぶります。
Okay, that's better. I'm gonna turn my headphones down. Kaburimas sounds great to me. Okay, I just turned it up a little bit. Okay, what am I missing here? Mandarin was so much easier than... Yes, Mandarin, Chinese, yeah, word order is pretty much the same. Except when we do topicalization. Cho, ahora no tengo translate para traducir mi idioma nativo en inglés. Yeah. Oh, lo siento, Cho. So Cho is saying he doesn't have, I guess he doesn't have a translator right now to translate his Russian to English, his native language into English. Y yo voy a escribir español, pero tú quieres, yo puedo, pero tú quieres, yo puedo escribir ruso. Los dos, Cho. Puede escribir los dos si tú quieres. Si tú quieres. Let me see. Cho. You can talk, Nate. It's fine. Yo miro los streamers in a. Oh, okay. I was trying to write something. Tú puedes escribir en los dos si tú quieres. Okay, so Cho's saying I'm going to write in Spanish, but if you want, I can write in Russian. And he's watching the streams on his phone right now. And I just told him, you can write in both if you want. Хорошо. Bueno. Okay, so, and on the lower body is hakimasu. Where on the lower body? To where on the lower body?
吐きます。
Hakimasu. I'm sure Chinese is like this too. Wait, Noella, you studied you did a little bit of Mandarin, or did you finish the Mandarin course? Because this is pretty much like Chinese. But I was gonna say. Hey, Rachel. Тогда писать на русском тому, что я его знаю лучше, потому что это мой. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I think I understand what you're saying. Тогда. Let me see if I can. I won't translate it from there. I'll translate from here, because my Russian isn't as good as Spanish. Then I will write in Russian because I know it better because it is my native language. Okay. Da. Hi, Rachel. How's it going? Oh, oops. Yes, Nate is streaming, guys. Nate is streaming.
It's okay.
I haven't done the Mandarin course on Duolingo. I was a Chinese translator. Oh, you were. So can you speak Mandarin? I think Taffy the Logo Lept finished. Hi, Telkin. Oh my god, you and your crazy bits. You dropping bits every stream or something? Every other stream? You're dropping bits like every other stream, Telkin. How are you, Telkin? I haven't. Yeah. Good. Thanks. I'm currently. You're painting. What are you painting? A picture? Okay, I should start this lesson. Hey, Mike. How's it going? How are you? I'm good. It feels good to at least finish the story for the game, because that's the part I'm like so tense about, and I wanted to know what happened, right? So
スカート
now it's easy to chill. Nah, scatto. Okay, so Russian's hard for me. Russo es difícil para mí. I just translate. Sí, da. Yes, yes. El español es más fácil para mí. Porque hablo inglés.
I'm like,
Sí,
really
sí.
distracted.
You saw what Cho said
Okay.
there?
Um,
A-Biddies. Yeah, it's a picture of a variant of... Oh, no! You're drawing a variant of BB-8. Oh, awesome. I can speak a lot of Mandarin still. It's been a few years since I studied, so I'm super rusty. I've lost all knowledge of the characters so sadly. I need to study kanji and... Yeah, you need to study the characters, right? Yeah.
Man, this is confusing.
International streamer. Something interesting stream. International. Oh yeah. International streamer. See, okay, that's cute. Thank you, Cho.
Okay.
Spasiba, Cho. International.
No, stop it.
Internationalna streamer, I think, is how you... My pronunciation's probably off. Just sent you an image of it on Discord. You did.
Okay.
You know what? I feel bad, Rachel. I've been so focused and intent on finishing the story for that game that I haven't made the subscriber badge. I'm so sorry. I really need to make at least the 1 month subscriber badge, because then you and I think Water Chiniki will have it. What did you send me, Rachel? Oh, this is cute. It's cute. BB-8. He likes BB-8. He's kind of like BB-8 in personality. That's what he says. If anybody understands lamb.
あの靴は青いです。
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 Beep bop. Yes, it's basically ba ba ba. Joe says ba ba ba. Rachel says beep bop. What's this one?
靴
Those shoes are, oh geez, I forget this word. Oh, those shoes are, is this a color? Yellow?
青
Blue. God damn. It's gonna take me a while to remember vocabulary. I said yellow and it said blue, and of course I typed yellow. It's one of those days. It's okay.
オレンジ色
Orangio. What is that Japanese?
Mimi no mimi.
What does that mean? Que significa? Que significa, Cho?
このズボンは白いです。
No.
このズボンは白いです。
Okay, this shirt is white. This is character for
Shiro.
white. This shirt is white. So you were in the What am I doing wrong? Oh my god. I'm just gonna start all over. I was doing a lesson the other day and it was fine. So Noella, you said you were in the army a while back? Mimi? No, Mimi. Beautiful. Beautiful life? Why do I not have translate in... Why don't I have translate on the screen? I don't understand this. My Russian is so bad. I'm sorry, Cho. I love the language, but I can't. I should get a translate bot on here. Sounds. Beautiful sounds. Okay. Try this again. Yes, I was in for a few years, huh? It wasn't my thing, but I loved learning Chinese and whatnot. That's cool. Nate's sister was actually in the Navy, but she had to learn Arabic. She wanted to learn Chinese, but they made her learn Arabic,
スタート
which I think made it a little less fun for her.
The hell is that?
But I think she finished with the Navy, and basically she's doing school now. She's in college, university or whatever.
靴
I needed to heal up. and it's
She got to I believe she got to officer. Nate, what rank did your sister get to?
not- I don't remember.
She was an officer though.
No, non-com.
Huh?
Non-commissioned.
She was a non-commissioned officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to say E5, E6, something like that.
このスカートは黄色いです。
Nate's thinking E5 or E6. Oh, that stinks. What?
こ
This?
か
These skirts. I'm gonna be careful.
このスカートは黄色いです。
Do you want these skirts are yellow or this skirt is yellow? This skirt is yellow.
This one going here.
Wait, what stinks? Oh, having to learn Arabic. Yes. But I don't know. I think Arabic is a nice language. But yeah, she wanted to learn Chinese. All those ranks went over your head. Oh, the military ranks? Yeah, I don't know them either, Rachel. That's why I asked Nate.
I don't know them either, or I would know which one it was.
オレンジ色
But I think it was E5 or E6.
Yes, Nate's just telling me what his sister told him. But that was more than a few years now. Is it 10 years now? Almost 10 years now?
Maybe.
Yeah, because she finished like
She was pretty young.
she was pretty young. She was in it in her like early 20s, right? And she was done. So she's in her 30s. I think she's in her 30s now. So
このズボンは白いです。このズボンは白いです。
Subonwa?
Bo
Pants or white? Okay. These pants. Pantas are white. I can't type. Oh, I was thinking if she was an officer, she should have gotten the language she wanted, lol. Yeah, sadly, they prioritized Arabic and Farsi at the defense language. Yes, I wanted to do Japanese, but only officers could do Japanese. I was there in 2012. Well, I don't think she started out as an officer. Wait, did she start out in the officer?
She's not an officer. Officer's different. It's
No, like a non-commissioned officer. You said she was.
No, yeah, but you go up from the
Yeah, she started.
most basic rank to get there.
Yeah, yeah,
Officer is different.
yeah. I know officer's different. No, she started out. Yeah, but what did she start out? She just started out as just normal training. I thought she started.
Yeah, she just went to normal whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a normal recruit, so that's why she didn't get her choice. So they just basically put her they made her learn Arabic. But she got up to a non-commissioned officer. You were there in 2012? Oh my god, you were there in 2012.
Naomi was there before.
Yeah, Naomi's older. She was there before that, and then at one point she and her husband moved to Bahrain, and then she was in Bahrain for a couple of years.
白い靴を履きました
But she was done by that time, right? When they moved to Bahrain.
Don't remember.
Yeah, no, she was done by that time when they moved to. She moved to Bahrain because her husband was still in the Navy and. Something. No, it wasn't because of her, it was because of him.
白い靴を履きました
Shoro?
靴
White shoes?
I am looking for the
Li-
icicle and I'm
I-
finding a weird bunny with a cat.
What do they
お
want?
り
I wore
Why
white
is
shoes.
The bunny with the carrot mad at me?
I put on white shoes. Okay, you're confusing me.
I can learn this.
Well, I guess the military stuff is a decent option if you can get through to the point where you can just go
彼女は
off
パンツを
to
履きます
do your own stuff or go and get education. Because that's really why she did it. She had options, but she had some strict parents.
彼女はパンツを履きます
DLI is tough, but Monterey, California is beautiful.
I hear it's cold.
No. What's cold?
Monterey.
Monterey's cold?
Yep.
You miss Monterey. Yeah, she loved... I think she's back there, actually. I think she's actually back at Monterey. Long story short, her and her husband split up now. He's in Texas. She didn't like Texas very much. She's back in Monterey, California, where she likes it. And she didn't...
also loves Monterey.
And she didn't like Bahrain very well. I think she probably liked the weather in Bahrain well enough. She just, I think it was culture shock for her. And she didn't like being in Bahrain very much. I mean, she said that every time she went swimming, she would get gawked at. And I'm like, well, that's to be expected. Average, like, it's average, like, what's 60 degrees Fahrenheit?
彼女はパンツを履きます
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool or cold?
り
It's like 15.
Oh, that's like here in the fall. Yeah, she wears
ん
underwear. It's actually it's been fairly warm in the Netherlands right now, so it's not too bad. Okay, concentrate.
来ます
Kimasu. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do 20 lessons, we'll see.
来ます
Kimasu. Kimasu. That's in the summer. Oh. Does it get warmer in the summer at all?
黄色い
Kiroi.
I really wish I could read these little magazines.
靴
Yes.
履き白い
Shiroi.
It's a doggy.
I think, well, maybe that's why she liked it, because Nate's family is from Louisiana originally, where it's really hot and humid, muggy. So I guess she might have liked Monterey because it's a little bit cooler but not cold.
オレンジ色のスカートを履きます
Definitely not cold like Canada. Though the summers in Toronto could get really, really hot and humid. It was ridiculous. It got to 70 degrees when I was there, and everyone was dying from heat. They weren't used to it. That's actually funny. Where are you from, Noella?
オレンジ色のスカートを履きます
Like which state? Which state?
お
Orange. Orange
か
skirts. Orange skirts.
おき
I wear orange.
She's Irish, she's really grandma alone, she's having fun.
I wear orange skirts.
Let's go for a walk.
Southern USA weather is yucky. Oh, you live in Mississippi. Okay. Okay, yes, Mississippi. That's 2 states over east from Louisiana.
Okay, so
I learned a little bit of US geography. I at least wanted to know like where the states were. I mean, Florida, California are pretty easy. New York State's pretty easy.
put it on the map and then-
Washington State's pretty easy. Alaska is pretty easy. Hawaii's pretty easy. Kind of had to get everything in the middle. It gets like 115 degrees here and 90% plus humidity in summer. 90% plus. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, don't make no snow, okay.
What's 106 Fahrenheit, Nick?
like 42 or something, 43.
So that's with humidity
It's miserable.
in Mississippi. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same kind of weather. Miserable.
吐き、
Back to the
Hacky.
No, I need to go to the.
Yeah, I think that's the weather Nate didn't like about Louisiana.
きます。
Gimasu. But he spent some years living in Canada with me, so now he's tired of the cold. Sort of. Are we tired of the cold?
No.
No.
普通、色、
Backstory time. The original.
Akai.
Actually, miserable, yes.
あの靴はオレンジ色です。
The one thing I do miss is I don't miss being out in a snowstorm, but it's kind of fun staying at home where you're nice and toasty. You have some hot chocolate and you watch the snow come down and nothing's happening. You just watch the snow come down. It's pretty. A blanket of white snow is always pretty. I don't know.
No.
There's enough Canadian left in me for me to say that. In the Netherlands, yeah, but the Netherlands doesn't really get snow like that. I guess maybe further north, in the northernmost province, Groningen, might get it, or Friesland. But Friesland, yes, it's freezing land.
Ah.
No, actually, Friesland is named for Frisian, I think.
Ah.
Those
あの靴はオレンジ色です。
those are orange.
靴、
Those shoes are orange.
字、
Okay, those shoes are orange. We barely get snow either. Yeah, wait, what? England does not get snow? Maybe Scotland? Do I have to go to Scotland to see some snow?
彼女はパンツを履きます。
彼女はパンツ。
彼女はパンツを履きます。
Try to switch my keyboard.
And,
彼女はパンツをパンツ。
somebody wasn't a-
彼女はパンツを履きます。
with the virus.
パンツは
彼女はパンツを履きます。
履きます履きます Is that the right one? I don't know which one I want. 彼女は
What is
彼女
は
は
パンツ
パンツを彼女はパンツを履きます。
履きます履き
履きま。
ますすパンツを I think that's right. That looks right. Scotland does, but only in winter, except on the top of some mountains. Yeah, Noella Bear. I don't know if you know Rachel. Wait, do you know Rachel? I thought maybe you do. Maybe you do. Rachel is Noella Bear. Rachel is from the UK. I found Rachel doing some Dutch lessons on Duolingo and had to say hi to see how she was doing with the Dutch because she looked like she was doing really well. But I think now the word order is making things a little difficult. Yeah, you don't think so. Nice to meet you. I want you to have motivation. Oh, I have lots of motivation, Telkin. I do languages every day. I do my Duolingo every day, actually, even if I don't stream it. So, I like. Well, one thing I have to say about me, guys, is I like to finish things.
彼女は黄色い靴を履きます。
You too. 彼女は I like to finish things, so I'm always at some point. My desire to finish something kicks in, like with the games this morning. I had to finish that game. 彼女は
彼女は黄色い靴を履きます。
Kiroshi something.
Ki.
Yellow. Kiro.
Kutsu. Oh.
But thank you for all the bits, Telkin. It's appreciated. I don't need lots of motivation, but the bits are nice. Thank you. Kanoja wa
Ki.
yeah, like a 3000k streak. Well, sadly, I'm not gonna get 30-30 and 30-30. It's probably gonna get that before that year. Be right back. Goals. I don't know. I've always been like this. I've always been like wanting to do a lot of stuff.
彼女は黄色い靴を履きます。
Kiroki,
靴。
yellow shoes.
Oh.
She's wearing yellow
Li.
shoes. I'm probably gonna get demolished on the second and third level of Japanese, with the second, third level skills in Japanese. Why? I totally spaced and put she's wearing yellow shoes, but why? Why? Oh, today. It did. Oh, it's this one. That's the verb is the same, but deru. I didn't know they made a distinction, but I guess they do.
履いている。
I deru. Wish you get a streak with 3,000 days. Well, what am I on? 2020 now? That's gonna be a while. That's gonna be a couple more years, right? 365 days in a year. There's gonna be a couple more years. I got that wrong. That was bad of me. I don't know why I typed that.
青いズボンを履きました。
But I didn't realize there was a distinction.
青いズボンを履きました。
Blue pants. Blue
青。ぼ。
pants. I wore blue pants.
り。
I wore blue pants. Okay, so this is
Ta.
this is the verb. These two things are the verb, and this part indicates past tense to the verb.
オレンジ色のズボンを履きます。
3,000 days. That's gonna be a while. I can't do math right now. So it's like another. Well, I'm at 2020. Another 980 days. That's another. That is about three more years. We'll see if Duolingo is still around. Three more years.
お。オレンジ色のズボンを履きます。
Orange.
ぼ。
Orange pants.
き。り。き。
I wear orange pants. What? I have 2 coffee mugs? Wait, what? No, this is my tea. That's my tea. And this is just water. Yeah, it's about 2.5 years. So we'll see if Duolingo is still around. No, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking Sleepy Time peach tea. It was Celestial Seasonings tea. Which I'm pretty sure they have in the States, actually. Yes, this is a London mug. I got it for Christmas, like after I got here. Like, I got it from my family Christmas. We do like a little Kris Kringle gift thing, lottery gift lotto or whatever for Christmas. It's a super cute mug. Yes, somebody else got the Paris version. Sleepy Time Peach. Sleepy Time Peach is pretty good.
赤いスカートを履きました。
Akai Scotto? Scotch.
赤
Seriously?
Red skirt. I wore a red skirt. Sirens! Sirens! The sirens are loud here. Oh, Rachel!
Good job, Rachel.
Those mugs are everywhere in London, really?
Again,
No, Noella, the one thing about Europe is the sirens are really loud compared to North America. I didn't know they were that loud. I heard them in movies and films, and of course, you know, it doesn't seem loud in the movies and films or TV shows. But I come here and I'm like, oh my god! You're walking down the street and the fire truck goes by, and you're like, oh my god, I can't hear myself think anymore. I had to pause my game sometimes when the trucks go by.
黄色いズボンを履きます。
Because it's too loud. Like, it's not so bad in the winter when my windows are closed, but when they're open right now, it can just, those sirens, man.
黄色いズボンを履きます。黄
Yellow pants. I wear yellow pants.
り
Yes,
ぼき
I wear yellow pants. I wear yellow pants. Hmm.
彼らは白いパンツを履きます。
Carrera is they. They white pants. They wear white
Di-
pants.
は
No. What?
ん
What?
つ
Wait.
彼らは白いパンツを履きます。
They wear white pants. It's pants. Wait. No. Wait. Oh wait.
ん
right?
は
Oh, this is
Ha-
underwear.
彼
白
は
They tricking me.
つ
It's not going.
はい。
I can't highlight it.
彼らは白いパンツを履きます。
White underwear. Really? What was the word for pants? Pants. Pants. And this is pantsu. Pantsu.
彼らは白いパンツを履きます。
This is pantsu. Pantsu is underwear, but pants was pantsu. I live in the country, so don't hear sirens unless there's a tornado. Nate likes tornadoes.
彼はパンツを履きます。
Nate, you like tornadoes? Do you-
No, I don't. They're freaky.
huh?
They're freaky.
You wanted to be a tornado chaser.
I like storms. I don't like tornadoes.
You said you like tornadoes. You're getting old
I
now.
like hurricanes. There's a difference.
Oh, you like the little hurricane. Wait, no, those are bigger. You like hurricanes. Why do you like hurricanes? Those are deadlier.
You have more warning.
Yeah, from all the little tornadoes building up. I'm kidding.
Hurricanes are freaky.
I
Sorry, tornadoes are freaky.
still do. Wait, you still do what? You like tornadoes or hurricanes? Nate says he likes the hurricanes. Never really get tornadoes and hurricanes in Toronto. Like growing up, never really got them because the city is pretty geographically big.
I'm not that first
But
one.
they get hurricanes and tornadoes outside the city. So it's quite amusing sometimes. And then you like both. I see. But and for a long time we thought Toronto never got earthquakes. They thought it was impossible to get earthquakes, I guess, because it never really happened. But Toronto did get some mild earthquakes. I think maybe the most was like 6, approaching 7. 7 would be, yeah, 6. Somewhere between 4 and 6 on the Richter scale for earthquakes. Toronto's had them, and actually, like, it was funny because the first one that my family experienced, I was asleep. My sister didn't wake us up. Me and my brother were asleep. My sister didn't even wake us up. It was actually kind of funny. The most extreme weather I've seen is flooding. Oh, I'm expecting to see flooding here someday.
Save my name.
彼はパンツを履きます。
彼は he wears
彼はパンツを履きます。り、パ、
he wears underwear. He wears. I certainly hope he wears underwear. I like storms for the intensity, but tornadoes are really unpredictable, and I've seen some of the damage firsthand. Trees down on cars and so on. You don't always have a lot of warning. Most places- Most places get earthquakes all the time, but they're just really... Yeah, I felt an earthquake once that knocked a book off my shelf. Yeah, and the second time I experienced an earthquake in Toronto, Nate was actually at work, and... Were you at work that day? Yeah, I think I was up. I was already up. I think I had just gotten up, and then my TV started shaking on the little wobbly IKEA coffee table, and I was like, wait, what's going on? Right? And Nate had messaged me, or we'd messaged each other, and he's like, oh, he was out walking when it happened, because it was around lunchtime, and he was on his lunch break, and they were walking, and then they felt the earthquake when they were... Did you feel the earthquake when you were walking, or no?
No, of course not, because I was walking.
Yeah, Nate didn't notice it. Yeah, so I must have messaged you and said, Nate, there's an earthquake or something. And you're like...
I did feel the other one later.
You did feel the other one later when you were actually at home, and that time I was asleep, and Nate was like, there was an earthquake, things were gonna fall over. I think Nate got scared that time because he doesn't like the shaking. He doesn't like the ground shaking. Like in some places in Toronto, if you're like... If you're like in some of the malls or the concourses in Toronto, and it's like just above the subway, you could sort of feel things shaking, and he doesn't like that. Actually, it was the viaduct, wasn't it? So like some places you could feel the ground shaking. Remember, Nate? You said you hated it. Yeah, the earthquakes in Toronto, they were saying there actually might be a fault line, a small fault line along the, because of the lake. So along the lakeshore area, there might be a fault line. Your mom didn't even wake, that's totally me. You'd probably have to wake me up.
彼女は黄色い靴を履きます。
The River Trent floods all the time here. Yeah, I guess you would get flooding in the UK. Yeah. I told Nate, oh, that was another earthquake. I got used to this idea pretty fast after.
彼女は黄色い靴を履きます。
But when was the last time the earthquake happened, Nate? A few years back, like 5 years ago? And then we were on Twitter, and somebody commented, there's an earthquake in Toronto. I moved from San Francisco to Toronto to get away from earthquakes. I'm like, nope. Can't get away from earthquakes, apparently. South Nottingham is just flat, so parts get flooded out. Yeah, it's pretty much like the Netherlands then. I mean, it's all flatlands here.
彼、き、
She, yellow, she, yellow. What's this one?
靴、
Shoes. She's wearing it. She wears yellow shoes. Yes, let's get that right. North is really hilly. Oh, that's cool. That's another thing I actually miss coming here. Like, the Netherlands is so different than what I grew up with in Toronto, Canada. Like, because there's hills and there's ravines. Like, some of the valleys and riverbeds are kind of dried out. So there's ravines in the city, and you can go on little nature hikes through the ravines. You know, people go running and stuff like that, so, or walking. And then and so moving here is like completely different because there's water, there's canals. There's no ravines, but there's canals, right? in Toronto is, it's on Lake Ontario. It's on one of the Great Lakes. It's a pretty big lake, right? So, and here it's just all these canals and smaller lakes, I think. Okay, that was one lesson. Oh my god. I think I should just hammer through them. Let's just hammer through those lessons instead. I won't restart. Food 2. What are they going to tell me? Let's do some Korean. You have a few ravines in the UK? Is that what you mean? I would imagine so. But here, I think if we go to the southeasternmost province, Limburg, that's when we start to see hills. Otherwise, I don't really see a lot, especially not in Amsterdam. It's all canals. I guess technically the city is really made up of tiny small islands. They're all connected by little bridges. Yeah, in places like the Peak and Lake District. And what's Cheddar Gorge in Somerset? What is Cheddar Gorge? Because it's cheddar. And of course, I think everyone's thinking cheese now. I'm thinking cheese. Restaurants. Korea has an amazing restaurant culture that any visitor has to try. Here we'll give you some of the basic vocab you'll need when going out to eat for a delicious meal. Yes, like kimchi. Bibimbap. Kimchi bibimbap. What's the one for... Because gimbap is the Korean version of sushi. Okay, it is where cheddar cheese comes from. That's cool. That's what I was thinking. Nate, we have to go visit Cheddar Gorge.
I don't know where that is.
In Somerset, in the UK. In general, when talking about... Because you like cheddar! Unless you don't anymore. In general, when talking about type of restaurant, you can simply say X shitang, like pasta shitang for pasta restaurant. Yes, that makes perfect sense. The shitang means restaurant. It's very pretty. If you do go to Somerset, tell me, because I know Somerset. Yeah, we'll probably do. If we do, we will definitely let you know. I do, like I told you, I want to visit London. I mean, it's kind of would feel like, what's wrong with me if I went to visit England and UK and didn't visit London? But I see there's lots of other places I need to visit over there. However, more popular is to add either chip or chom. Chip is less common. Yeah, because it's used for house, right? With sul chip and bang chip most common, as well as cha chip for tea house. Usually jip, sorry, I said chip at first, it's jip. Usually jip follows a dish or type of food. And by the way, Korean is pretty easy to read once you get used to it, because this is a syllable in Korean, but it's a phonetic syllable. So the first thing here is a j sound, and then that's an I sound, and that's a p sound. So it's pretty easy. Chom is more common and is usually used with a type of cuisine. 한식점. And this is an S followed by an I sound, so it's pronounced as a sh instead. 한식점, but may also be used with a dish. Sometimes this is X 전문점, an X specialty restaurant. That I'm not familiar with. I think I've heard the stuff and I've heard this before. Korean's easier than Japanese though. Though I find listening to Korean a little harder than Japanese. I mean, you'd probably end up flying to Heathrow or Gatwick. Is it Gatwick or Gatwick? which are both London airports. Yeah, probably Heathrow. Oh man, I wish I could do Korean. It's just so hard though. Your son is half Korean, and I don't even know anything other than mom and dad. You should try. It's not very hard actually. I mean, like I said, I find it hard to listen to because the rhythm feels like da, 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 and there's no tones. So I can't distinguish each syllable by tone like in Chinese, like in Chinese, like Mandarin or any other Chinese language. And Japanese has a very, very unique, like, not really melody, I guess, 'cause Japanese kind of uses a tone thing, but throughout the whole sentence. So it's very distinctive. And the rhythm of Japanese is very distinctive. So I find Japanese easier to listen to than Korean, but reading Korean is definitely easier than reading Japanese and Chinese.
I think I went left and then right. It should put me in area C.
I did study quite a bit of Korean because I was thinking about going to South Korea for more Taekwondo training and Taekwondo instructor training. The sounds and writing are so hard to understand. Yeah. The writing is easy. The writing is pretty easy. Let me see if Memrise has a Korean writing course. I did this course. I threw this up some years back. I don't know if there's I don't think I have a Korean writing course. Let's see if there's one on. Did I actually add a Korean writing course? Yes. See. Rachel calls me a language holic. This is the language holic. See? All right, Rachel, if I'm going to visit the UK, I'm going to have to do the geography course. Somebody put this up. I haven't done that yet. I have this book, actually. It's very helpful. Memrise? You haven't seen Memrise? It kind of works like... It takes a while. Oh, yes. Wait, did I do a Korean? I did do a Korean Hangul course. There you go. I did do a Korean Hangul course. Here you go. I did make one up. I thought I didn't. There you go. There's my Korean Hangul course. It works kind of like this. I'll show you guys quickly. So this is how Memrise works. And this is how I made the course. There's the Korean consonants, right? So you do this, and there's a little timer. Most of the time you can get things right before doing that, before your timer runs out. So there's that. I stole some audio, I think, somewhere.
Sangia.
Sangia. That's the name of the letter. This is B.
Piu.
So I basically put the romanization in.
Mium.
So it's supposed to be That's the M. And this is...
Piul.
It's a R or an L sound. So that's kind of how it works. And there's no typing in this Memrise course. So you don't have to type your answers. Some courses have typing. Wait, so what else did I miss? The sounds and writing. I used to have friends that were Korean, and hearing them speak to each other or their parents was just insane. Oh wow, wow, and you live up to it. Wow, what? Wait, what? I live up to it well. What? If you did that, you'd know the UK better. Oh, the geography. Yes. Well, I need to at least know, like, okay, so let's take England for example. How do they divide up the country? I don't understand. Like, the US has states, Canada has provinces, the Netherlands has provinces. So how do you divide up England? Like, counties. Yeah. Okay, see, that's what's weird to me, because there are counties in a province in Canada. That gets confusing. And there are counties inside states in the US. I was watching K-dramas, so I'm used to listening to it. That's good. That's good. I used to listen to some K-pop, but I still find it hard to like figure out what they're saying. Language, how like you live up to. Oh, of course I do. In county, I live in Nottinghamshire. Yes, of course you do. We all know that from Robin Hood, right? Right. I should duck before you throw something. She's gonna throw something at me.
She's gonna throw a duck at you.
She's gonna throw a duck at me.
Start at 9, going to 8.
And we have regions which are made up of multiple counties. Okay. But is a region actually like... So you do have administrative regions then too, or no? Okay, this part's confusing. So this is how I made my Korean Hangul course. So I don't think there's any typing. And then there's vowels. Oh, there is typing. I'm sorry. I lied. There is typing. Yes. Well, okay, yeah. And then we can try typing it because I was trying to learn how to type. And then I did consonant names, the names of the consonants and the vowel names. So there is typing, but I need to be in my Korean keyboard for this. Let me pause this. Oh, I put it in here. But not right. That's not right. It's this one. No, it's not that one. Oh no, that's bad. It's that one. It's that one. So where's my Korean keyboard? I'm in Korean now. So it should be... I need to type that. That's what I needed to type. And o is just this... No. What happened? It's just this one.
Oh.
And this one is...
Like almost 4,000.
Oh. Oh god, he was loud. Oh, that one's tricky. I think it's this. No, it's not that. I should have known.
3,000,
we.
almost 4,000.
Okay, that's enough of that. For now. Some of the vowel sounds sound similar, even though they spell them differently. So, okay, let's try to do some Korean. We have to talk about types of cuisine by simply saying migak and umshik. Yes, that means American food, or migak yori, respectively, American food and American cooking. Migak umshik is American food. Migak yori is American cooking. For types of cuisine common in Korea, there are shortened versions like hanshik, ilshik, and yangshik. Hanshik is Korean food. Ilshik is English food. Yangship, Il represent Korea. Yeah, Han and Il represent Korea. And then Yangship just means Western. Yes. American food. Yeah, Korea and Japanese. So this would be Korean food, Japanese food, and Western food. Yeah, that was loud. I'm sorry about that. But I got the audio stuff from forvo.com. The East Midlands is made of Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire, and Leicestershire. Leicester! Is there a street called Leicester? I think Toronto has a street like Worcester.
No.
We have street names like that. Rachel, you'd be amused. If you ever visit Toronto in the downtown area, along some of the side streets might have like names like that. It's kind of funny. And Lincolnshire, I think. Rip headphone users. No, that actually hurt mine. I don't have Duolingo Premium. I've been using the free one all along. And I use the website, so... I wouldn't bother with the Duolingo Premium. I'm not sure it gives you anything on top of that, like, no. Yeah, me neither. You can't say I can't say which two. Wait, what? Leicester, isn't it Leicestershire? Oh, I Dutchified Leicestershire. Right. I Dutchified it. I saw the EI and I went Dutch. Oh, and they say Derbyshire. What? They don't say Derby. They say Derby. Share. It's more like share. Worcestershire. Ah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't remember which way it was. Worcestershire. I do get them mixed up, Noella. Some days I speak Dunglish. It's funny. Sure.
Yeah, it's like Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. Derbyshire.
Here be sure, there be sure. Everywhere be sure.
Nate says yes. It sounds like sure. It's not quite like sure. It's sure.
Sure it's not.
Okay, let's try to do some Korean, guys. Hushik is dessert, literally after food, and anju is bar food. Ooh, yeah. Food to be eaten with drinks. Many bars in Korea will offer basic anju free of charge, but will have a larger menu available. Sometimes it's weird if you don't have something to snack on while you drink. It is weird if you don't have something to snack on while you drink. Plus, also, if your society is concerned about drunk driving, you have to give them food to let people sober up before they leave your establishment. This is a thing in Toronto. This is a thing in Ontario, Canada, at least. It's actually... restaurants and bars are responsible if somebody goes out and drives drunk and gets somebody killed. The restaurants are also held liable. Drunk driving, yeah. Yeah, Nate's better at it. No, I just temporarily forgot because I haven't heard it in a while. Bro, my brain broke then. Drunk driving. Most drink from like... What? Oh, from the ages of 12 and 13. It's kind of the same there too. Yeah. I imagine that a lot of places in the States are the same about the drunk driving. I feel like coming here in the Netherlands, some people just don't give a damn about it. Because it feels like they don't feel it feels like the restaurants don't feel obligated to give you food when they're serving alcohol. I think you can find bars without food and they're just serving alcohol, which I think is really bad. Ordering this. What are these notes? They're long. Ordering. When you want to get your waiter's attention at a restaurant, there may be a button on the table that lets them know you need something. If not, simply shout out "Jogio" and they'll come to you. Jogio. Shikita means to order and means as well to force someone to do something. When you order, you are asking them to make the food for you, so it's shikita. Chucham합니다. chuchahada. Chumunhada also means to order and is more to request something.
Okay, my understanding is...
Chumunhada is a bit more humble, so might be used more when talking to the waiter, while shikita might be used more with your friend. Oh my god, these notes are long. You know what, I'm going to read the rest of this some other time, and let's just do a Korean lesson, because I'm only doing one lesson. I think these notes are for the whole skill. It is very common to start drinking early, but we can legally drink from 18, yeah, whether it's legal or not. Get wrecked, Pepper. Oh no. Dagio? Oh, are you guys okay?
뿅,
Well, I mean, I grew up with a not terribly strict household on. Why did I do that? That's not a bar, that's a bottle. I grew up with a not terribly strict family when it came to alcohol.
술집,
Sujip.
요리사,
I don't even think I was reading the question, Rachel.
요리사,
Cook. Cook.
요리사,
Don't type in Korean. Type in English. Yorisa. Oh, I guess I actually am on my 2021 day now because it's past midnight.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
Too fast.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
Yuri.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
Late stream. Yeah, because it was the 2020 day and I was basically playing Final Fantasy until like noon and I was tired, so I had to go take a nap.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
Shh. Oh no, they want this one.
술집에서
Let's see.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
맥주를.
맥주를 요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
My god, she's fast. Did you hear how fast? You like this voice though? Yeah, the voice is pretty good. Whenever I go out, I end up mother henning everyone, saying, don't drink too much. You like this voice? Yeah, her voice is pretty good compared to some of the others.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
Let's see if I can type this.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜. 요리사가 술집에서 맥주를
Sorry.
시켜요.
Control space apparently makes her repeat. 요리사가. We need a space. 요리사가 술집에서 술집 집에서 술집에서 맥주 is bear, by the way. 맥주를 bear 시켜요.
I don't know what the number is, man.
The cook orders beer at the bar. This is the cook. Orders beer at the bar. Try to mess up our brain. I studied quite a bit of Korean because of Taekwondo. Because I was really considering going to South Korea.
남자의 요리.
I don't know. I might. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not now. I'm getting older and I have a bad knee. Yes, that is the word order. The cook at the bar, beer orders. Yes. Yes, that is the word order. It's the same in Japanese though. That's the same word order. And Turkish, I think. Turkish uses this word order.
남자의 요리.
남자.
남자의 요리.
Oh!
남자의
Namja, yeah, because it means a man. I'm like, why are you saying namja? Why are you saying a man? But yes, this thing is a possessive particle attached to man, so it's a man's cooking.
요리. 남자의
So I guess they want me to say bachelor cooking. That's actually funny.
남자의 요리.
Batch. I can't type in English today. I started learning a bit just to try and understand some K-pop, but I gave up. I'm telling you, Rachel, it's really hard to listen to Korean, and I've been listening to it for a while, and I'm like, oh my god. Like even me understanding some of the grammar, I'm still just like. So nowadays, when I hear Korean, I'm always listening for the verb at the end of the sentence to see what they're talking about. I love K-pop too. Do we all like K-pop? Does everyone like K-pop? Oh, by the way, Nate found this new band. This is an awesome band. I might not get through 20 lessons tonight, but it's fine. I don't know if you can hear this band. Where's the song I like? Was it Tech Noir, Nate? Well, I mean, I like all their songs. Blackpink is amazing, yes. K-pop is love. K-pop is life. Why not Norwegian? I don't know Norwegian pop.
Red doggies.
Martin Garrix. He's a bit too young for me, guys, but what? Oh, you're off to bed now, Rachel? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's a bit past your bedtime, isn't it? I will see you tomorrow. I'm supposed to stream a game tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens. I don't think anybody knows. Bye-bye. But you're missing the K-pop. To anyone. This is the one the band CL was in. I really, really like this song.
And you feel like there's no way out.
No, To Anyone is gone, I'm pretty sure. Unless they came back together. Did they get back together? It'd be awesome. Nice meeting you again. It would be awesome if they got back together. Yeah, they did. That's what I heard. That's why I'm so sad about it. I like this one. Let me see. They don't have new stuff. See? I should add CL though. Everybody loves K-pop. I have to admit, they do it pretty well. They do the pop pretty well. Bounty. Bread? Bread? Rest? Wait, oh, sorry, what was this again?
빵집,
Bakery. Bakery. Bounty. That makes sense. That's like bread home.
그는 비싼 음식을 안 시켜요.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To anyone. I don't know if they got back together. I don't think they did. Yeah, it was a South Korean band.
How many attacks do you get?
Yeah, they did disband. I think history. Yeah, right here. For the departure.
I mean, yes, the other one.
Yeah, so CL and Dara were signed as solo artists, and the other two left. So I think they started off with 4. Yeah, the other two left. But that's alright, because there's a band called Twice. I think Twice is Korean, right, Nate?
I believe. Don't
그는,
remember. Yes, I think so. I'm distracted.
Yeah, that. That's. What? That.
시켜요.
Oh, he orders expensive.
안,
He doesn't order.
비싼 음식을. 그는
I think this is he doesn't order expensive food. Dara was. Yeah, you're looking up to. Dara was your favorite. Yeah, I think I saw that people said they like Dara a lot.
그녀는 매일 카페에서 커피를 마셔.
I don't really know who's who. I mean, I know CL was part of 2NE1.
그녀는 매일 카페에서 커피를 마셔. 그녀는
She, every day. This is she.
그녀는
Every
매일
day
And she confuses
마셔.
drinks
카페에서 커피를
coffee. Oh, 카페를. She drinks coffee in the cafe. Do I want to say cafe?
카페에서
Every day. Okay, next one. Daro is your favorite.
빵집은 빵을 팔아요.
Save.
빵집.
빵집은 빵을 팔아요.
They sell bread at the bakery.
팔아요. 빵을 빵집은
I'm gonna say they sell bread at the bakery because this is an object, what they're
팔아요.
selling, and this is
빵집은
actually no, it's the bakery sells bread, I guess. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, this is subject.
빵집은
I have to be careful about that.
빵집에서 케이크를 시켜주세요.
빵집에서 at the bakery. This is at the bakery.
빵집에서
Get what?
빵집에서 케이크를 시켜주세요.
Cake at the bakery.
시켜주세요.
I order cake at the bakery.
케이크를 빵집에서
I order cake in the bakery. I ordered ordered cake at the bakery. It's a command, I guess. Though I really like that song that Palm Bark called You and I. Oh, I think I might have heard that.
Good job there.
So what did I just say here?
시켜주세요.
Order cake at the. I want cake now. I want special cake. I want Japanese cheesecake, and we can't get it anymore. I'm so sad. I want Japanese cheesecake,
Okay.
but not.
This lady was very
But
confused.
not. By not my. Yeah. It's all right. I really like that song by Park Bom called You and I. Yeah.
우리는 카페에서 공부를 해요.
Have you tried Japanese cheesecake, Noella?
So I get
You might. I don't know if you like cheesecake.
우리는 카페에서 공부를 해요.
I don't know who else is still around.
우리는 우리는 카페에서 공부를 해요.
We something coffee.
공부를 해요.
We study.
카페에서
Oh, at the cafe.
우리는 카페에서 공부를 해요.
We study at the cafe.
이 요리는 뭐예요?
This food 뭐예요?
이 요리는 뭐예요?
How is this food?
뭐예요?
What is this food?
요리는 요리는
What's this dish?
okay, not to right now.
Yeah, what's this dish? Okay. I have not, but it's actually pretty good. There's one in Toronto. It was called Uncle Tetsu's cheesecake. It was really good. I think
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
it's quite different from English cheesecake, and it's actually more I think there's more egg in it somehow, but it's really smooth too. So when I moved to the Netherlands, I was looking for a place that sells Japanese cheesecake, and I found a place called Matcha Bar. And so Matcha Bar was selling some Japanese cheesecake as well, along with a ton of matcha stuff. It's more spongy, yes. It's more spongy, but it's really good. And I miss the ones from Toronto. It's kind of sad. So when I go back to Toronto, there are some things I can't get here, right? You know, TV dinners I don't think really exist in Europe. So I'm gonna go to when I go visit Canada again, I'm gonna go to the grocery store and have some TV dinners and some like pre-packaged lasagna. Like butter chicken lasagna, in the Hungry Man dinner, and then I'm gonna go to get some Japanese cheesecake if it's still around after this coronavirus thing is over.
And then
And
we'll have to buy extra plane tickets for the extra weight that we're gonna be carrying when we go back.
I'm not gonna eat that much cheesecake.
No, I meant all of that together.
We're not bringing cheesecake back. You can't. It's an 8-hour flight.
No, my point is we'll gain so much weight from eating all that stuff.
I know what you're implying.
They'll charge us extra to fly back.
Yeah, there'll be some places that I definitely will be like, oh, grocery store, junk food, frozen Mexican dinners. And Nate likes things like, wait, Nate, you like those frozen Mexican dinners, like
Some of
the
them.
frozen burritos and stuff. And Portuguese. You can't get Portuguese stuff here. They have the Portuguese, oh, what's the Portuguese egg tarts called?
I don't know, I don't remember.
They do have
This is
Portuguese egg
complicated.
tarts. That kind of remind me of the Chinese egg tarts. Frozen enchilada. Hello? What's your name? Ricazino? Portuguese, please? Are you requesting a language? And welcome to my stream. Hello, Ricazino. Everyone say hi.
요리사가 술집에서 맥주를 시켜요.
Yorisaga. Eh? Do you want me to do Portuguese?
요리사가
The cook
술집에서
at the bar.
시켜요.
The cook orders beer
맥주를 술집에서
at the
요리사가
bar. We got this already.
Which place is this?
I do want to visit Portugal sometime. God damn this coronavirus.
0.5, I think.
Hola. Hola, hola. Yes, in Portuguese. Hola, hola. I don't remember how to say how are you in Portuguese. Is it como está? No, I'm not from Portugal. I'm from Brazil.
이 술집은 아주 좋아.
Oh, yeah. Brazilian Portuguese is a little different though.
이 술집은 아주 좋아.
This bar?
좋아. 아주.
Oh yeah, 아주. I like this
좋아.
bar very much.
술집은
I like this bar.
아주.
I'm gonna say a lot. Oh no, really? Oh no, because this is the topic. This bar is really
좋아. 아주.
good. Why is and your hoverovers are bad?
I'm
sorry.
It's like way too cold for them.
They're not missing. Oh, I'm just gonna leave it. That was bad.
요리사가 요리를 잘해요.
Yes, I know Brazil. They speak Portuguese in Brazil, but I'm in Europe, so I'm always thinking about Europe, but then I realize, I guess because it's late now, most of the Europeans are probably sleeping, and I'm up late. And yes, but how do you say how are you
Okay,
in
fine.
Portuguese? Is it como?
So I
Como
guess
está? I know how to say this in Spanish and Italian. Like, como estás in Spanish and como estai in Italian. I know how to say that. I don't know Portuguese very well. It's 6 p.m. here. How are you? I am fine.
요리사가 요리를 잘해요.
Soy Oh, it is the same in Portuguese. I couldn't remember. Como está? Okay.
요리사가 요리를 잘해요.
Is it como estás? 요리사가
요리사가
the cook
잘해요.
does.
요리를
Okay, I'm gonna use this. The cook cooks. The cook cooks well. Yeah, I think that's what they want. Cooks well. Okay, so you
That's
speak.
pretty morbid.
So, should I just call you? Yeah, it's 6 p.m. there, Noella. How are you? ¿Cómo está? I'm fine. So Rick, you speak Portuguese and English, I'm guessing. Do you speak anything else? Ew is the same in Portuguese and Romanian. I don't remember Romanian.
이 술집은 아주 좋아.
Saving would be really nice.
I need to practice my English, but I am procrastinating. I think you mean procrastinating. If you mean that you're like, if you're like, putting it off, procrastinating. That's the one you were looking for. It's a tricky word. But I understand. Yes, you're welcome. Yes, you are welcome to practice your English here. I'm sorry, no links. You can whisper it to me if you want.
이 술집은 아주 좋아.
이 술집. This
This
bar is really good. This bar is. I'm gonna say this bar is really good. Thank you. Yay. 2 lessons for today. Wait, what was this thing? Oh no, you didn't put a link?
I'm pretty sure that's what
You didn't put a link. I don't know what that was. I don't know what the asterisks were, because usually when people put links, it shows me asterisks.
I'm gonna go back.
Do you study anything else, Rick? Do you study any other languages? I'm gonna go through quite a few today. That was Korean. That was 2. I did 2 lessons. One in Japanese and one in Korean. Do I want to do some Portuguese? This could be really bad because I can do Portuguese from Spanish. Or do you want me to do Portuguese from English? Let's do some Let's do some Portuguese.
What is this?
I don't know if you're still there. Users in chat. Let's do some Portuguese. Maybe you can help me with some Portuguese. Espanol. Portuguese. Yeah, Duolingo usually uses well, they used to use the. I think for Spanish, Duolingo should do a Mexican one and a normal Spanish one, and same with Portuguese. They need to do the Brazilian one and another one for Portugal, because it's too confusing, honestly. I thought you could only learn 3 languages. No, you can learn them all for free. I think you can do all of them for free. They started out as a free one to begin with. I will practice. Yes, I will do some Portuguese, okay? I do want to finish this at some point. It just... How much do I have left, actually? There's 4 sections. That's a long section. Oh, I'm in the last section, but it's very long. Hey, no tips, no tips. We can just start.
Essa aranha é perigosa.
There are many languages to learn from, and so yes, there are. This araña... This spider is dangerous. Okay, I have to write this in Spanish though. Is it esta araña? I can't remember.
Aranha.
Araña. Esta.
Essa.
Essa. Essa. Araña. Es. Grossa.
Perigosa.
Yay. You think Portuguese are difficult? I don't find it terribly difficult, actually. Nice. Yeah, it's right. Both real and constructed language. Spanish, Norwegian, Klingon.
So tedious.
Essas calças me caem bem.
I probably should start learning a little bit of Esperanto because there are native speakers of Esperanto, etc., etc. I don't know. I don't know how gifted I am at languages. People talk about like some people speak like 5 different languages, and I'm like, I don't speak 5 different languages. I'm sorry. I speak English, and right now ik kan wat Nederlands spreken, maar ik moet meer oefenen. That's about the most I can say in Dutch, really. And I mean, I can speak a little French, like j'ai grandi en apprenant le français, mais je ne le parle pas. I can say things like that, but I speak English. Inglés? No, not Spanish. Not Spanish. I taught myself Spanish because I knew French. So these SS. Oh, SS. This might be wrong. This is like saying these shoes. I like these shoes.
Calças.
Pantalon. Oh, it's pantalones. So S.
Essas.
No, it's not S's.
Calças.
It's
Essas.
masculine. I can't remember my Spanish. This is bad. S's? Esos. It is Esos. Pantalones. I think that's what it is.
Calças me caem bem.
Oh yeah, plural. Yes, Mike is studying Spanish. Mike is studying Spanish now. Why it's escribe esto en español. Write it in Spanish. So write the Portuguese sentence in Spanish. So I'm doing Spanish. I like Spanish. Me gusta el español. Puede hablar en el español.
Ele come qualquer coisa.
And you don't need to learn English.
Eat all the foods.
Alright, Noella, you can lurk. You can check out the lurk command too. Type the lurk command, you'll like it, I think. Then you don't need to learn English because it is same. No, I don't need to learn English. Not really. No. Oh, you mean Portuguese? No, Portuguese is harder than Portuguese. I think is harder than Spanish. That's what Duolingo Dutch told me. It said a day without you is like a garden without flowers. You know, because it's Dutch people and they like their flowers. El come cualquier cosa?
Qualquer.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Thinking like in French. See, this is what's hard for me.
Qualquer. Coisa.
Lugos. Hello. Whoa. Why is it? Wait. Something went weird here. Wait. Why is it? I'm looking at 2 different chat screens, so something is different. Hail broken. Logos. Any. Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Spanish is easy. Yes, Mike. I'm glad you're finding it easy. It's not terribly hard. So when are you gonna? Did you study French already? I don't know if you told me if you studied French. I understand Spanish, but I can't write in Spanish. It's not too hard to write in Spanish from Portuguese. I think Portuguese is harder. Guai. No, you didn't study French.
Okay.
Well, Mike, you're Norwegian. You learned German. You learned Spanish. French is somewhere in the middle, so it shouldn't be too hard. So if you just kind of think about like
Hopefully that's
a Romance language like Spanish, and then have some German grammar instead of Latin grammar on the Spanish, and you'll have French. That's basically what I think.
Esses livros são populares.
Libros son populares.
Ele lança uma revista.
But that is funny, telling me I don't need to study Portuguese if I know Spanish, but I find Portuguese is, the pronunciation for Portuguese is more complicated, I think. It's more difficult. I don't know if I can bother with French. Oh dear. But so many people like French.
L.
Lança? El lança?
Lança.
Oh, it is. Una revista. Una revista. Isn't he threw a magazine? We will see. Well, whatever. You don't have to do it right now. Just do the ones you like. That's what I think. Yeah, a magazine. He threw a magazine. That's not nice. Oh, so yeah, since you speak Portuguese and you want to know, you're learning English, you threw a mega.
I doubt I'm gonna be able to do all this for tonight.
Lança? I'm pretty sure Lança. Isn't that through? Let's see. El lanza una revista. He threw a magazine. He published a magazine. And welcome to the stream, Lug. Can I call you Lug? I don't. Yes, magazine is magazine.
Revista.
Mike, practice your Spanish. Did you practice Spanish today? Write in English, please. It's up there. Magazine. He threw a magazine. I'll translate this to English for you. Just call me Lug, okay?
Man, this thing has too much health.
Aquelas casas são azuis.
Aquelas. I'll go back to a course in English after this. Yes, but not grammar. Ah.
Aquele mapa é para ela.
Mapa es para ella.
Estas maçãs são grandes.
Aquelas? No. That's not what it is. Oh, sorry. I forgot to translate these for you. No, it means those.
Time to do the forest. Some point he's gonna fall.
Sorry, I misspelled that.
Okay.
I can't spell right now. I can't type.
Chicken in the eye.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorite comments. Final Fantasy.
Oh, sorry, that. Sorry. It's that and those, yes. I don't know what I'm typing anymore. This is estas. This. These. These. Apples? Yeah. So, Estas
Stop it.
manzanas son grandes.
Maçãs.
So this one is no, actually I'll just do it here. These apples are big. That's the English for this.
So, and then the
There.
forest, I need to go to the-
Aquele mapa é para ela.
Aquele mapa é para ela.
Aquele mapa é para ela.
Aquele mapa é para ela. Yay.
Todas as mulheres.
Got
Todas
so that anything I need now,
las
which is
mujeres.
not terribly important because they
This is all the women. That's the English. You can use these, you can use that, you can use that and these with people. You can say that woman or those men. You can say that.
Fall over any second now.
And you can say these people. You can say that. Those are perfectly fine.
Nós escrevemos livro.
Nosotros escribimos libro. So this is we write a book in English. That's the English. Very good, you got it, yeah. Do you want me to tell you the English or do you want to try and figure it out first? I'll wait and see if you figure it out.
Todos os meus amigos são estudantes.
Todos los... All of my friends, todos mis amigos son estudiantes. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. So what's this one?
Todos os meus amigos são estudantes.
Todos? Yeah, I shouldn't say the English. I'm sorry. Todos mis amigos son estudiantes. Todos mis amigos son estudiantes. All my friends are students. Yes, that is correct. Correcto.
Estes são meus amigos.
Bueno. Or I can't remember the Portuguese. See, I'm speaking Spanish to you, but I guess you understand me anyways.
Find it.
Estos son mis amigos. So what's this one?
Oh, he's probably berserk.
Yeah, these are my friends. No, these. So this for este. These for estes.
Okay, come on, man.
Yes, these are my friends. So no, I'll put it over here.
It's just that,
These are my
sounds like a
friends. That's the one you want. You understand now? Yes, very good. Very good. It's not too hard. It's not too hard, I think.
Aquela cozinha é pequena.
Cozinha. Aquela cozinha?
Let's see.
Then alright. Can you?
Cozinha. Aquela.
Checking.
Pequena.
Yeah. Okay, so and that friend, those friends, yes. You can say
Can I go sleep?
that their small kitchen. No, not quite right. This sentence is that kitchen kitchen is small. Close. What does Mike say? He sounds Russian to you, Mike?
Aquela cozinha é pequena.
You know what? I never really thought about Portuguese sounding Slavic, but I guess it does. After doing all that language guesser stuff. We should do some language guesser. Oh, no problema. It's easy to get confused. I'm confusing. You're not confusing. I understand what's going on. It's all right. You're doing a good job, Rick. You're doing a good job. And we'll help you. We'll help you with the English. Mike is Norwegian, but he speaks English.
Esta é uma cidade industrial.
Esta es una ciudad industrial. Okay, and there's that. You know what? I'm being silly. I don't need to do 20 Duolingo lessons. We could do some language guesser after this. Do we want to do language guesser? Yes. Games Mike is from Norway and I speak English. I guess you could actually just type that in Spanish because he'd probably understand you. So what's the sentence in English? Esta é uma
cidade industrial.
Cidade industrial?
Esta é uma cidade industrial. Cidade.
That part throws me off. Do you hear that, Mike? Like, the first D is a D, but the second D is a J. You need to learn. Okay. You don't want to try language guesser with us? It's pretty fun. Industrial. Esta é uma cidade. Cidade. I can't pronounce this word.
Cidade.
I can pronounce the Spanish. Esta es una ciudad industrial. So this sentence means, if you haven't figured this out, yes, Games Mike also has to learn. He's learning Spanish. This is an industrial city. So here, I'll type it here. This is an industrial city. So the adjective in English goes before city. So industrial city. There you go.
Aquela cozinha é pequena.
Don't want that. Aquela.
Aquela cozinha é pequena.
Oh, I can't. Aquela
cozinha é pequena. Aquela cozinha é pequena.
I don't know if that's right. Cozina. Oh no, I did the wrong E. Cozina. I think that's better. Okay, that kitchen is small. Yes, very good. Now you're getting it. Okay.
Esse cachorro aprende rápido.
Oh. Esse
cachorro aprende rápido.
I don't know this word. I don't remember.
Cachorro.
Perro. Oh, esse perro. Aprende. That's pretty much the same.
Aprende rápido.
Aprende. That dog learns fast. So it's that dog learns
The
fast?
question is how many elixirs I actually have.
That? Oh, because essay is that. Este is this. That's why. But why does the dog learn fast? I don't know why the dog learns fast. It's a very smart dog. Essay. Katoro. How do you pronounce this?
Cachorro.
Cachorro.
Hey,
È un cachorro intelligente? Oh, really? What?
S.
Is it? Is it the same in Brazil? Oh. Which one do you use then? You only use essay. Wait, I'm gonna do this. Spanish, essay. And then we do Portuguese. I don't remember that. Essay. Okay. So let's switch this around. Essay. Essay. Este. Isto? Yeah. Okay, so I see why you're getting confused between this and that then. No, I understand. Entiendo. It and that are the same in Norwegian. It and that. It and that. Oh, don't make me think about Dutch right now, Mike.
The confusing thing is that in Dutch they use the het and hij for it, depending. Which is really weird.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, Dutch. Het or hij equals it. Or why does it... What the hell is translating me? Is there a translating bot on here? I think something is... What? Something is translating on my... Nate.
What?
Something very weird is going on. The stuff I'm typing in is getting translated for some reason.
I don't understand the problem.
What are you seeing in chat?
I see you on Google Translate.
No, what are you seeing in my chat?
You say Dutch colon het slash hij equals it.
Oh, that is showing right. But why is my chat translating me?
I have no idea.
You managed to explain it to me what no one got. Oh, I'm glad. If it makes more sense. Estoy feliz.
Ele lê qualquer texto.
Él lee cualquier texto?
I'm ready to get out of this place. Let's get
Lê qualquer texto.
I'm not entirely sure how to translate this. He reads any text? What do you think, Mike? What do you think this should be translated as? I'm thinking he reads cualquier. It's a kind of hard translation into English, I think. He reads any text. Yeah, okay. He reads. But you have to say he reads. He reads. So, I read. You. Any, whichever, yeah. You read. It's alright. You'll get used to it later. He reads. We read. They read. There you go. You've never heard calquear before. Yeah, it's a very strange word. It's not easy to translate into English all the time.
Okay, maybe this will work out.
I don't know why it feels like something's getting translated in my... Why is...
Maybe it has really low health, man.
I don't know why my thing got translated. I don't understand. It says English. He equals it. That's like really weird. Whatever, as long as it looks okay on the stream. But I'm typing stuff in chat and it comes out translated.
You might have the page, your entire chat page, set to translate.
I don't. Not that I know of.
On the URL bar on the right side, there's the little Google Translate buttons from Chrome.
Is it actually translating? Oh, you think I have Chrome?
Chrome might be translating the whole page.
How do I turn that off? Never translate.
You can just put it back to the default.
Reset. I don't know how to reset it.
Or you can set it to never translate.
Oh, you're right. Google Chrome is like translating my stuff. That's what's going on. I'm like, do I have a translate bot? There we go. Estas. Oh no, wait. I gotta write this. Escribe esto en portugués. I have to write in Portuguese. This means write this in Portuguese. Okay, so
I am done with this place.
Oh, it is estas.
I am done with the bunnies.
No, don't tell me the Portuguese. Don't tell me the Portuguese. Oh, there is something on the A. Yeah. Okay. So there's this thing on the A. I think there's another one. Is that right? That's better. Yay. And yes, these apples are big. These apples are big. This one, estas. Estas in Spanish.
Alright, after much pain of running around the damn maze,
these.
I am ready to move on to the next part.
Yes, these. Estas those, estas these. What's my favorite Final Fantasy game so far? Well, I mean, the remake for Final Fantasy VII isn't done yet. I've tried them all, but I haven't finished all of them. I finished 13, 13.2, and Lightning Returns, and I really liked that one. And then, but I mean, the Final Fantasy VII remake is only like the first part. I think there's 2 more parts coming out. But I don't know. I'm torn between the 7 and the 13 series. Ah, okay. We will probably pass away before. I will miss it a lot. We will probably pass away before Final Fantasy VII Remake is completed. No, they're gonna finish it. They're gonna finish it. Don't say that. One day it'll be in like VR. We'll have a VR Final Fantasy game and we'll be like, oh my god, I'm crying. I will miss it a lot. It's alright. It's alright if you get things wrong. It's okay. Or are you missing Final Fantasy? That'd be so sick. Your favorite is 10? A lot of people really like 10. I think I have it. I just haven't played it. Did I start playing 10, Nate?
I think maybe briefly you did.
Yeah, but I was playing something else at the time.
Yeah.
I played all the original I tried all the original Final Fantasies, but the only one of like everything before 10, from 1 to 10, the only one I actually finished was 4. And I almost finished 7, the original 7, Final Fantasy 7 original. But I didn't grind, I didn't level up enough, and I couldn't beat Sephiroth at the end of that. But like, this house is big. It's amplia. It is this house. This house is, but amplia. I'm not sure what amplia means. Esta. Casa? Yeah, so it's the same. Casa ampla. Ampla. I don't know. I'm wondering if this house is... Mike, what do you think this is? Wide. Yes! Amplia means wide. Yeah. So, this sentence is... Hold on, let me slow down the chat. This sentence is, this house is wide. Yes, you are correct. Whoops, I'm mistyping. There we go. So it's wide. I don't know if you guys can see. Did my camera stop? I gotta refresh something. Let me just refresh some stuff. Refresh my activity feed too. And I don't want to refresh my chat. Just that. Okay, so we're done with that. How long have I been streaming? Oh my god, it's 2 hours. We are done. We are done. Done.
But I can't read that.
This house is wide. Anyways, it is a bit late. What time is it? 20 to 2? Yay! Many words for the same meaning. Well, wide is more like, I don't know if you can see, if you're like, if something is wide, like a car or a truck can be wide, but not tall. Wide and tall are different, right? And big is just overall big. I don't know how to explain this better. Alright, so we did 3 lessons. What do we want to do now?
Tall is vertical.
Tall is like a person is tall.
Height, vertical.
A person is tall. Yeah, high. Or height. The building is tall.
What?
Like, well, a tower. Let's do this. A tower is tall. Like a big tower. That's what we can do. Okay, so let's try some language guesser. Do you guys want to try some language guesser? You guys will like this. Language guesser is fun. There's like other... Yeah, we'll try language guesser. This is really fun. I'm gonna listen to some music videos. So discover languages, discover music, and someone's got 30 today. Oh, we're not anywhere near on the all-time. Haven't done this enough, have we? So the mountain is high, yes. And you can say, and then you can say, so wide, the river is wide. What did I miss? But big is like in general, like you can say the world is big. The world is big. And King's Mike, I can tell, is tall like the mountain is tall. I tall, hi. Yeah. You're done with your grammar practice. That's good, that's good, that's good. That's wide. Oh yeah. So the opposite of wide. So wide is not narrow. Wide is not narrow. Tall is not short. Those are opposites. Alright guys, language guesser. We'll do infinite and see how much we get done. High is not low. Yes. Okay, pop or hip hop? Which one? Tall is high, but can I tell the mountain is taller? You can say the mountain is tall, yes. You can, yes, yes. Tu puedes. The mountain is big. I can't even type. The mountain is big. The mountain is tall. Mount Everest is tall. But you could say the plane is wide. The street is narrow, but the road is, I don't know if this will make sense. There you go. The street is narrow, but the road is wide.
I also say I'm taller than my friend.
We're not gonna go to the comparatives yet, because that's
No,
a
but
different
the point is it
sense.
illustrates how tall works.
Yeah. Sort of. This is better. Direct comparison. Okay, so pop or hip hop? Pop? Pop. We'll go to pop.
Damn.
The Citadel. Okay. Oh, and... Oh, that's loud. Yeah, Afrikaans. It's gotta be Afrikaans, because it's like he's in South Africa, like sailing in South Africa. We think this is Afrikaans, right?
No sense.
Well, actually, sorry, that gave it away. Yay! Spanish has the straight up. Yeah. Él es más grande que ella or something. Next round. So Rick, you can help us. You can tell us if you think what language you think it is. I don't know. I'm gonna skip in actually. It's not that. Lithuanian? It's not Indonesian. Hungarian? Stashmo, hi! Are you sure? Kenny Chesley? What? He sounds different. You're sure? It's Hungarian? I was torn. Alright. Nice! Nice, nice. Have you been studying Hungarian? Wait, you're not... Wait, you're not Hungarian. You speak English and you speak Arabic. Oh, you have been studying Hungarian. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, next one. Thanks. Let's do this. The Citadel. Can maybe trick it. There you go. Not Albanian? They need to fix this. I still don't know. I want to say Albanian, but it's Albanian. I don't think Albanian has its own. Armenian has its own. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. We only lost one life. Well, to be honest, I couldn't remember if Albanian had its own, but I was pretty sure it didn't have its own script. Okay, he needs to... Catalan. Wait, Rick, does this sound like Portuguese at all?
El que crèiem impossible és el moment de menjar-nos el...
No, it's not Portuguese, but Catalan is similar to Spanish, so it might sound close to Portuguese. See, Lithuanian wouldn't sound anywhere close to Portuguese, and Turkish is like doesn't sound like anywhere close. These don't sound anywhere close to Portuguese. But he was singing and he sounded close to Spanish, so it was Catalan. Similar is an English word, yes. When something is similar, how do you explain similar? Yeah, similar.
So now all of my people should have any skill.
Not quite Greek. But you know, Spanish and Greek kind of have... it's hard to explain. There's something about Spanish and Greek. They have sort of like a similar rhythm to their speech, I think, sometimes. And in their singing. But Greek has different phonetic sounds than Spanish. Greek sounds like it has a lot of slightless. Yes, it does, because it has the th sounds. In Spanish, yeah, I guess it does kind of have that. Sounds like she's Arab. Her singing maybe sounds, yeah, Serbian. Autogram. Next one. Oh my god! Well, we know that! That was a woman, what, in the last video? No, not Chinese, it's Japanese. There's no Chinese here. This is Albanian, Thai, Estonian, or Japanese. We have to pick one of these four. That's Japanese. But close, because Japanese uses Chinese characters. Galileo Galilei. I am kidding. Okay, good. I can tell. Not Slavic. But I guess if it sounds Slavic? Swedish? Already? Oh, yeah, Swedish! Wait. Sorry about that. He's pretty sure because it's not Norwegian. It's not Norwegian, right? It's not this or this. It's not it literally said Swedish at the... Oh, you saw it? I missed it. I didn't see it. We're back in the 80s. Okay, next round. Hey, guys. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going pretty well. Oh, Chinese, Japanese, Bosnian, or Indonesian? Oh, jeez. Noella, what's this? I think we all know this one. Yes, that was definitely Mandarin.
接下来呢，要唱的这首歌，这几首歌，都跟电影电视剧有关的。
Hold on. Wait.
一首歌，然后
It might be Vietnamese.
这首歌不是。
Or do you think it's Chinese again? No, it's Chinese. Look at the words right there. Right there. Oh, did she say happy birthday in Mandarin? I didn't catch it for some reason. Well, the thing is, Vietnamese sounds more like Cantonese and not at all like, only a little bit like Mandarin. Okay, next round. Good job, guys. Well, that's a lot of girls. Okay, have you guys seen the Rush Hour movies with Jackie Chan? Have you guys... Indian. It's some kind of... It's not Indian. It's not Indian, actually. Well, it's not Romanian. It could be that one. Yes, you seen the Jackie Chan movies, Rush Hour, where they... I think in Rush Hour 2... He goes to the massage parlor and the Carter, the cop, wasn't it Carter, the cop Carter? He's like, oh, I'm at a buffet. I think this is another buffet for him. Armenian, based on the person's name. Oh, geez, did we see that? It's either one of these two.
This is linear. This is not my definition of linear.
It doesn't sound as Azerbaijani, does it?
No.
Nate, look at this. This just makes me think of Rush Hour 2.
I can see why.
Okay, Armenian. Nay. It's alright, Rick. This is why we're doing this. This is why we're playing this game. We're playing this game to, like, listen, to find new stuff, new music for everyone. But it's fun. It's all fun. This is why we do it together. It is easier for people in Europe. But I mean, Latin America has a lot of different cultures. Casioro told me there was Welsh speakers in Argentina. Next one. Well, I think it's easy for people in Europe because of Eurovision too. I was gonna try and get Eurovision tickets. Wait, Nick Carter? What? Who's Nick Carter? All the blonde men are Afrikaans? It's Afrikaans. Did you just say blonde guy from Backstreet Boys? Okay, I'm gonna break out in giggles and tell you something funny.
No.
Yes. Yes. Can I tell them? They don't. You don't have the picture
Do it.
online anymore. You want Backstreet Boys? What? He's like, no. Well, Nate and I initially met online years back, but he was living in Toronto at the time, anyways, right? So we eventually met pretty quickly. Literally, all of the Afrikaans songs on Language Guesser are sung by blonde men. There's a hell of a lot of blonde men, Dutch men. So years back, when I first met Nate, he had this profile picture, right? And I was like, you kind of looked like a Backstreet Boy. That's what I told him later. I said, that first profile picture you had, you kind of looked like a Backstreet Boy. And he's like, I was because of his hair, right? And he said, well, he went to the hairdressers, right? And the girl offered to do something with his hair for him. And she said, oh, can I frost the tips of your hair? So he got the tips of his hair frosted. So that's what made him look like a Backstreet Boy. It was very cute.
It was a long time.
It was a long time. He was a lot younger. He's a little more suave and knows a bit more about hairstyles now.
No, I just cut it myself now.
He just cuts his hair himself. Well, I cut my hair myself too. That's a compliment. She says it's a compliment that you look like a Backstreet Boy.
Not anymore.
You say no. He says no, it's not a compliment.
No, I said I don't look like that anymore.
You probably could still look like that. You could probably look like some of the Dutch guys, the fancy dress.
I have to let my hair grow out a lot longer.
Yeah, but they just shaved the side and they let a little bit of the top. Like, like Martin Garrix.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Martin Garrix? Do I have Martin Garrix on here? Like, Martin Garrix, where is he? Oh, he's on my Deezer.
Frig.
Okay, this guy he's my Russian boyfriend. My Russian singer. I'm so fascinated by this Russian singer. Nate calls him my Russian singer. I'm not playing.
Nice one, Mike.
Front Street Boys. Yeah, Backstreet Boys is so loved.
I saw that.
He can forward band back Front Street Boys. I keep telling him his music would be more popular if he actually sang love songs and did Backstreet Boys stuff. Or you could be like Sergey. I love this song, by the way. So this is how I'm learning Russian. But let's talk about the Dutch style. This is Dutch style, 100% Dutch. Nate's he's a composer and producer.
No,
He dabbles.
occasionally dabble.
He dabbled with music composing. Like that's what I play at the beginning of my stream. Actually, is some of his stuff. I play some of his stuff. Like he did this one with his sister. His sister was singing in this one. I don't know if you can hear it. Might be a little quiet.
I haven't really done it seriously in like.
You can type in chat, Nate. This one, she doesn't start singing it. Let me try turn this up a bit. And then his sister sings it. Anyways, yes, I think his sister should do Twitch Sings because she'd rock it. She's very, very good. It sounds so good. That's Nate. What? I dabble, but I haven't really had time to do much for like 8 or 9 years. So all those tracks they are old. Oh no, I think Mike wants another duel. No, the Dutch would say it like Nate. That's Dutch. But yes, if you want to talk about Dutch guys, see, he's different as a Dutch guy because he's got dark hair, right? And like, actually, I'd rather go look at his YouTube. So when we moved to the Netherlands, Nate was like, "You're gonna leave me for some Dutch guy." I'm like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't know." No, I wouldn't leave Nate for anyone. I wouldn't leave Nate for anyone. Not without very good reason. I mean, I'd like to have dinner with Martin Garrix and hang out backstage at one of his concerts or something. And same with, like, Sergey, but, you know, like, I mean, that's about it. Yeah, here, this was cool. This was very, very cool. Nate, you won the duel again?
Of course I did.
Jeez. Nate's trying to lose his points. Is this not playing?
I don't think it's possible.
See, I'm sort of enamored with him. I rate Nate me. So Nate, you just need like a hairstyle like Martin Garrix.
And to like actually make music again? Yeah.
You know the song? Yeah. Yeah, he's a Dutch DJ. You guys would know him. He's worldwide. But he's young. He's really young. I don't even want to think about how young he is. He's much too young for me. Okay, next one. Let's do this. We still have 2 lives. Who is what? This is loud. It's not Dutch, but he's saying he's got English words, which throws it off for me. So he's got English words, which makes it confusing, but it's not Dutch. I would understand more. The fish. Yeah, that's a very weird. Finnish or Estonian? That's what we're going for. Yeah, I was thinking that. It's not Hungarian. I don't know how to tell them apart either. I thought we were in the pop category. Why is he rapping? Let's say Estonian. Finnish. I thought Estonian. Sami and Icelandic sound similar as well. Icelandic has words that are more similar to Norwegian. Yeah, it does. I did notice that, I think. Chinese? Can it be Chinese? No, it's not Chinese. Wait, what's this? Music film. Well, it's not Chinese. I think one of these. I can't tell the difference between Lithuanian and Latvian. Unless you guys think it's Estonian this time. Let's take a vote. Which one do you want to guess? Lithuanian or Latvian? Okay. Let's try this. Are you? Ah, we died. 42 is not too bad. I can't get past 48, Mike. Okay, summary. Okay, that's our new score. Okay, here, I'm gonna share it so you guys can go look at it. No, I did not want it. Delete the whole thing. Why is it?
Stop it. Bad bats. Bad bats.
There you go. I'm gonna share it there. I'll post it in my Discord later. So if you go here, you can click on this, and you can see the music videos again. You can see the music videos again. It's a lot of them. So we got to like 15 rounds, and there's our stats. What did we screw up on? Finish, yeah, that's expected. And this one, that's where we screwed up. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Let's do some, let's try the hip hop. You guys will like this. Let's try hip hop.
Let's go.
Okay, start. It's Slovak. I should have been listening more carefully. He did sound a little Russian but he sounded Greek at first, and then, oh, never mind. My brain is messed up.
Hey, you got another,
Next one. That was bad.
Kas tev motivē vai rūdī, tik vien kā sarunas ar apkārtējiem par šo un to, tik vien kā atrunas par šodien nepadarīto. Te viss ir paredzams, neizbēgams kā pavasara plūdi, te viss ir saprotams, garlaicīgs kā zoodārs būrī, tik vien kā nakts un dienas cikls vien otru aizvieto, tik vien kā kāds līd mums garām neko pat īsti neizmaina. Oh, tu esi sapņotājs, ok, un es arī ar acīm cietoju vaļā, esmu gatavs to darīt, tu esi sapņotājs, ok, un es arī šodien sekoju tiem, kas rītdienās skatās sparīgi, tu esi sapņotājs, ok, un es arī ar acīm cietoju vaļā, esmu gatavs to darīt, tu esi sapņotājs, ok, un es arī šodien sekoju tiem, kas rītdienās skatās sparīgi, jā. Tur viņu simboliku apau, ir kā roti, un tie lido gaisā kā flots sanikot. Ir tikai jāapstās kā tauriņi, ir jāsaka kā bitē, ir šodien jābūt tam, kas rītdienas tendenci jau tagad diktē. Ir jābūt pašam savu sapņu varā pārņemtam, ir jābūt dzīvē tikpat daudz ambīciju kā filmā ir krustēvā. Un to zin katrs, kas ir spējis pārspēt pats sev, to zin katrs bolts, kas teļ sirdi, bet mums garām neko pat īsti neizmaina. Oh, tu esi sapņotājs, ok, un es arī ar acīm cietoju vaļā, esmu gatavs to darīt, tu esi sapņotājs, ok, un es arī šodien sekoju tiem, kas rīt. Taurim ir jāceļ kā bitei, ir šodien jābūt tam, kas rītdienas tendenci jau tagad diktē. Ir jābūt pašam savu sapņu varā pārņemtam, ir jābūt dzīvē tikpat daudz ambīciju kā filmā ir krustēvā. Un to zin katrs, kas ir spējis pārspēt pats sev, to zin katrs bolts, kas dēļ 100 gadiem upurē sevi. Jā, te sapņiem jābūt sintēzē ar Vaļā un atalgojums seko tiem, kas to trušina. Tu esi sapņotājs, un es arī ar acīm cietoju vaļā.
I think it's Spanish, but we'll try Latvian. Nice! Why did he sound Spanish to me? Maybe he had some words that sounded Spanish? But then again, if it was Spanish, I should understand more sentences, not just words. So you're right. Good job. Good job. It wasn't Punjabi.
She's getting butchered.
Maybe the languages are starting to sound familiar to me, so I just think they're whatever. It sounded gibberish to you, so Latvian? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I should have been paying more attention, because with Spanish I should understand a sentence or two. It's not Indonesian. It's not Zulu. Okay, Turkish? Nice job. Too Arabic for Romanian. I think you said that before, yeah. Is it giving us like Eastern European again, I think. I think Lithuanian too. Does it sound Portuguese? Where's Rick? Is this Portuguese? Sounds Slavic, but there aren't any Slavic options, so yeah, Lithuanian, yep. Well, I messed up on a Portuguese one before because it sounded Slavic. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna have to end after this, Not that. I think this too. Okay, we'll say Bosnian. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What the? Hold on. What is this?
That's what it's like to live in Toronto.
Yeah, it's not this or this. It's either one. Slovak? Nice job. That was good. Polish, Chinese, Zulu, or Russian?
Вот такие вот буфера. Да пожрать.
It's not these two. It's Polish or Russian. My God, they're doing this Eastern European stuff again today.
Да, пацаны. Нам бы выжить.
I think it's Russian. Okay, this is violent. I'm skipping in a bit.
Жизнь мою рисковую он может пересказать дословно. Ролик в сколах, жизнь мою рисковую он может пересказать дословно. Роликсы.
Yeah, I think I started understanding more. Rolexy. That's what he was saying. Rolexy. Are they talking about Rolex watches or something? Huh? Mm-hmm. Rolexes. Because they like their Rolex watches, apparently. At least that's what, you know. Never mind. Bad joke. I like Russian. Don't tell him that. It's not that, and it's not that. I don't know. They look Polish instead of Croatian. Alright, Polish. I was thinking the same, sadly. Okay, next. Ah. Is it Norwegian, Mike? I just default to you because it's on there. I don't think it's Norwegian. It's not Vietnamese, it's one of these again.
Dziś powiemy o tych, o których się milczy i jeśli jak my naprawdę masz.
It's Polish. Maisha. That's my. Oh, there's no Polish L. Wait. Let's watch a bit more then. What was that? You just saw it? Did you see it? Did you see the Polish? Wait. Hey, I tried. Oh, I went too fast. Okay, next. How do you know it's Finnish? Oh. I don't know. I can't tell if it's Finnish or like Estonian. Yeah. So do you hear a lot of Finnish then? I hear a lot of everything just on the internet. It's true. But I think I'm just like, I think my brain is just confusing them all. I think like my brain is like, oh, they're becoming familiar, so I think it's whatever. It don't matter. Noella Bear. It's not Chinese, is it? Wait, it's Japanese. Look at that right there. Ichibanya. It wasn't Chinese. No way.
So let's do this.
I don't. Is there a lot of hip hop in Mandarin? I don't think so. I mean, Cantonese Chinese, there used to be a lot of cancel pop. There might still be some cancel pop, but there's some really bad stuff happening now in China and Hong Kong, between China and Hong Kong, so I am kind of worried about what's going to happen with that. Konnichiwa. There's some good Cantonese hip hop. Yeah, there is Cantonese, but I don't know about Mandarin. Mandarin seems. There probably is, but I think Mandarin is very soft compared to Cantonese. My God, if I get wrong on the. Oh no, this is Greek. You think Greek? Said Sagapos. That was definitely Greek there. I was thinking Greek. I was like, no, I can't be wrong on this. It's gotta be Greek. Oh, you saw the Greek letters. Okay. Look at my Dutch ads. It's really Bulgarian Latvian. It's Russian. Panamaya. There's too many words. It was starting to form sentences. Yeah, it was Russian. What's Strok mean again?
Where am I supposed to have gotten an ice cream from?
Where's Cho when I need him? He can always tell me when something's Russian or Ukrainian. I feel like I can slightly tell Russian apart from the other Slavic-ish languages just by the sound. Yeah.
Just, I can only have
Then again, with hip-hop, you can always look at what they're wearing, maybe, and figure it out. This is English. Is he saying anything else in any? Is he saying anything else? No. I think I can tell Russian and Polish apart, but Slovak, Croatian, Bosnian, and all the others just sound this. Yeah. Dabla, United Kingdom. Too long without another language. Yeah. Yeah, the other languages, they just put like short English sentences, and this guy is going on in English. La Familia? La Familia. This is Portuguese. Or is it Romanian? Romania. Did you see his jacket? Remember, Romanian sounds more like Italian. Just the guy was walking with a jacket that said Romania on it. La Familia, Romania. Yeah, it does. But a lot of the words are the same. It sounds Italian, like almost like Italian to be. Oh no. Uh-huh. La Familia. Yes, it was Romanian.
Que t'écoutes de la pop, de la soul, de la pop rock ou de la techno, de la dancehall ou bien du
Oh, they're trick. This is all romance. This is all romance languages. You didn't think the title was Romanian though, yeah. Well, La Familia, that's like, that would be like Spanish too, but
là où ils sont mal assis, entre leur mental et le mien, y a des galaxies. Déprimé et humain, plutôt
it's French. I started understanding him there. No, it was French for sure. I understood that whole sentence, or that whole phrase. Bosnian? These all use Cyrillic. 4 Slavic. Yeah, the last one was all Romance. This is all Slavic. But I think this is Bosnian. Mike, I feel like we had this one before. Yeah, you too. We had this one before. I think it's Bosnian. Let's say Bosnian. I'm pretty sure we had this before. Was it Bosnian? No! They tricked me because they Romanized it. They tricked me then, they Romanized it, something. See, they did that. I thought it was, it's not. So I'm gonna say Bulgarian. Yeah, I agree, Bulgarian. I think Bulgarian then. Yeah, because they sometimes do Bulgarian with the Latin letters instead of Cyrillic. I mean, Russian songs do sometimes, but you often still see Cyrillic. It was sneaky, wasn't it?
Yeah, I needed to do the big guy again.
Again? Oh, wait, what? Yep. Wait, what did that say? Oh wait, we got 49 points. We beat my top one for sure.
Jaz sem bil
Citadel's doing
postavljen
better.
na svet, da se naučim živeti mogu. Trdo bom delal, če bom hotel kaj imeti, starši me učili so. A niso vedeli, da sem jaz bil za blokom z unimi, kakadil so, pil so, delal pizda, rije so razne, tekmoval, kdo hitrej, avto, radio,
You didn't see the Polish L at all.
vadijo zvočnike, kradejo plazme, ko bi videl, koliko hiter se trafika. V šoli moram reči, sem se kar dokazal.
Let's see the license plate.
Prlezel do faksa, pa sem hiter videl, da nekak poleži mi praksa. Redna služba, plačuje se taksa, ista družba, puff, puff, pes, neki tazga. In čeprav sem brok, pa ga smokam že dolg vseb, vem, da nisem slab človek, pa kaže. Lahko bi delal to, lahko bi tisto, lahko bi nič, lahko bi vse, ampak ne. Pravijo, lahko bi to, lahko bi tisto, lahko bi nič, lahko bi vse, ampak ne.
I want to say Slovak for some reason, but I'm not sure. Oh.
Lej, koliko si star, mater, lahko bi imel že otroke, jaz pa čuden jo pogledam, rečem, dober, mami, okej. Ne mi tok, sej imaš prav, sem odrasel, sam kar se pa tiče otrok, vse ob svojem času, lej, ne rabaš nič
No.
sej se mi...
No! Hey, we got 51 points. I think this is the best one for Citadel now.
Big guy. Come on.
Slovenia doesn't look quite as Slavic. Didn't sound Slovak, really? This one sounded different. Yeah, because, well, Slovenian is like Southern Slavic. And Slovak is, that's West Slavic. Alright, that was pretty good, though. We got to score 51. And it's like 2:45. I probably should, take a break. I'm gonna share this one. Oh, I should really say which one we did. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Ah!
Finally.
And it was hip hop, right?
What the hell is this thing?
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna tweak that, and you can click on the link and go see it. I really like Language Guesser. And then it just lets me know which languages I need to practice. So we can go there. I'll post it in the Discord too. Of course. I'm not doing Type Racer today. Yeah, so we were... Wait, which one was that? No, that was earlier. Oh, did I? Why is that there? This one. Alrighty, so let's see the songs. Yeah, I guess with the Infinite it gets harder, right? That's what's going on. It starts off pretty easy, like stuff like that, and then it gets 13. Yeah, it gets harder. It actually gets harder, and then they started giving us all romance. Yeah, after 15, after round 15, we got all romance, and then all Slavic, and all Slavic again. New high score. Yes, we got a new high score. Everyone. So I will post that in the Discord. Everyone is invited to the Discord. The languages have a home. If you guys haven't seen it, I do have a Discord for games. I share that with Nate, and that's my Twitter. Obviously, that's my Twitter account there. Twitter account, same name, same name. Everyone. Yeah, you get 3 lives, but it's infinite mode, right? So it's like you get 3 lives, and I guess it's like Duolingo tests. You get 3 lives. There was a Discord linked earlier, but there it is. This is tough. Only 3 lives. There you go. There's your Discords. So let's go rate somebody. Who's online right now?
No. Ouch.
Let's go raid, who's online? Let's go raid someone doing Duolingo, maybe? And I should probably take a break, get some rest. Do some video editing. And I'll be back tomorrow night playing Final Fantasy, I believe. I believe that's what I'm gonna be doing. Duolingo, who's doing Duolingo right now? Just me? And somebody's trying to learn German. I'll check my, what?
Breakdown right now, trying to...
Get some good sleep. I enjoyed the stream. Thank you for sharing. Oh, no problem, Noella. Yes, you're always welcome to pop in. I'll try. I always like to do language guster when there's like more than 3 of us around.
Gates or Gate is gut. Okay.
Oh, games, Mike. You're already there. I see that. So you want? So should we rate this guy, games?
So like
Mike?
I said, I need to start making flashcards.
Okay, we'll rate this guy.
Or something. I really need, as soon as I can get to a store that has like...
Oh, I'm
no
trying to
cards or
highlight
whatever,
his name.
I can get some card stock.
Okay, we'll do
I
that.
need to start making myself some
We'll rate some new person. He seems
flashcards of like Ishtu, RCS, Weir.
He seems serious about it if he's gonna
like,
make
the tenses
flashcards.
involved in those and how to use them.
Right? Okay, oh, I screwed up. How do I mute this now? Oh.
Because I understand that like
Arg!
the ending is...
How do I get back to this? Okay, we rate him. I will see you guys later. Language Lamb says, oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Language Lamb says, thanks for playing and learning and playing. The Language Lion is busy. What are you playing, Nate?
Final Fantasy. But I'm gonna stop soon.
Oh, Nate's gonna stop soon anyways, yeah. Because he stops streaming at the same time as me. Okay, so we rate this guy. He's doing Duolingo. Unless there's somebody else online. Guess I could have rated somebody doing a game. Hold on. Actually, wait. Is somebody playing a game right now that I want to watch? Hold on. 1 second. Damn it. I think I need to refresh this. Let's see. Somebody's playing Kerbal Space Program.
I play that sometimes.
I know you do. It looks like Devil is playing. Oh, whatever. We'll just do this. We'll rate this new person learning German. I always seem to rate the languages.
Okay.
Change the audio a little.